Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
I'm Ringru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, today we're giving you the final from the SD Normandy 44 Terrible Divisions Tournament. We are on Omaha. If you don't see the beaches, beachfront property is a little bit further to the north here. But Rang, who's duking it out back in these Bocage country back here?
On left hand side in the blue, we have her Robert playing first Patrona, and on the right hand side in the red, we have a hairy spider playing Panzer. This is the third game out of a best of three, and if I have things set up correctly, the person who wins this match has won the tournament. So this is the decided match. And it seems like her Robert is going to try and decide it quickly with this crazy Cromwell push up north.
Yeah, but the thing is, against people like the Panzer you can kind of get away with this. Sure, you might lose a couple of trucks to some very opportunistic, and you can see right now, Stalking Horse throws in one Strelky squad, and other than that, he knows everything else is safe. So now he's just going to send through one by one by one by one.
Yeah, that was a really good micro. I mean, the Strokey squad managed to get within 100 meters, so they can have a pretty good engagement. Gonna go around the corner while they're distracted, and yeah, just use that Stuart, I believe, to just snipe or just use the Cromwell, actually, to snipe the half track. And this is a crazy push, but it's going to work, and it's working lovely. However, Harry Spider's making his own push in the center. Not as crazy per se, but well, her Robert doesn't really have many other units to defend the rest of the map.
No, and what I was trying to get at a little bit before is the fact that if you're looking at a lot of different divisions, one of the divisions you can pull it off consistently against is Panzer. What are they going to bring? Infantry? Ha! Don't make me laugh. There's no infantry in the Panzer. They only have Lair.
You only have Lair. You only have technology.
Exactly.
Yeah. Panzer's not
right now,
well
sir,
included.
please.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, but you can see right now, we are seeing half tracks trying to deploy that kind of rather nascent infantry material all across the central position. My worry is that we'll see this armored thrust come in behind them. That might seize the center of town by itself, which is a weird sentence that I never thought I'd really be talking about.
Yeah, this is a really, quite lovely push from both sides. I mean, we're getting some real interpretistic, map art going on here, which is something I really miss from SD44. You don't see these crazy lines as often in SD2. But yeah, her Robert's flank in here is beautiful to see. He already has good enough territory held up north. If he just gets an AT gun where the Dragoonies are up north, he'll be pretty much set.
And he's got them too. I mean, first Paterna has 6-pounders, got 17-pounders coming in B, so there's definitely some opportunities there.
Indeed. And he's got one of his Stuarts running around the back lines here, trying to do some reconnaissance. Gonna get a little bit too close to that Pantherfest, rather. And he definitely didn't see Outrun coming.
Honestly, I was looking at the pack track and engaging the P-Shrek over here. Where did that poor Stuart go down?
Oh, in where the Pantagrunder is up north.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Harry Spider's that's a very sneaky position to keep at Pantagrunder to try and deter any supply lines heading into that northern town area. So I don't know, it's just a really weird opener, and I think it really goes to show Rise to have made it to the finals.
Yeah, you know what? It harkens back to the L6 rushes. And I miss those. I feel like we need a good L6 rush. Or an L6 rush equivalent.
We really do. I've sad we haven't seen or casted a third and Fauchemjaeger division throughout this tournament. Oh,
Puma is getting feisty over here. I'm not sure I would deploy the Stuart. Yeah, I would not deploy the Stuart or the Cromwell against that. I would say, you know what? You want to fight me? You come to me.
He has that Cromwell and Stuart in checkmate with that Puma positioning, man.
Oof, we can well see checkmated by the the Puma.
Yeah, it's I mean, of course, with Panzer, what really makes or breaks the division A phase is how the hell you use those 3 Pumas you get. And, well, Harry Spider is making him do God's work.
Jeez, does he play World of Tanks in his free time? Because that's the same kind of stuff. He's doing the reversing in and out. He's not staying still. He's giving up any kind of infantry micro for the chance just to take out these vehicles, and I think that's the absolute right call to do.
Yeah, that was fantastic play to Puma. he led them into that trap and completely killed him. I mean, that's really hurt her Robert's tank play early on. So this is going to give Harry Spider a good opportunity to really try and exploit his central push. But her Robert's again at +2 point advantage, so he's still doing pretty good just because that northern blob is, bro, pretty easy to hold.
It certainly does seem to be that way. And actually, one thing I didn't really pay attention to, I think outside of maybe one other Cromwell, and that's the Cromwell right there, this is the only tank the Poles are going to get now until B phase.
Yep.
Everything else is dead, which is just crazy to think.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, if Harry Spider engages it correctly, he's going to have the tank advantage in the rest of A phase, which is weird, because you only get 3 bloody Pumas.
But when you use these Pumas like a pro, of course we're gushing about that, and I just noticed this just now. It's still a 61-39, so we're gushing. But this is truly winning the battle but losing the war here.
It really is. It really is. I feel like Harry Spider needs to try and regain some territory up north. I mean, he just lost a whole bunch of ground due to those bubbles slowly collapsing. He's really just trying to make something happen in the center. And
One Puma's down.
Oh yeah. I don't feel like he's going to be able to make his central push happen. I feel like Hal Roberts is going to have enough just through fighting over the hedgerows to deter this push.
Oh, Dragooni tossing out a Piat. Misses, but hits the same zip code at least.
Yeah. Improvement on Piat accuracy.
It certainly is.
Oh.
But that was always the fatal flaw, I think, for a lot of the first Paterna kind of infantry-based material here.
Yeah. It's pretty mediocre infantry. It's just common rail for crypt. So actually, a bit worse is, unlike with UK infantry, you don't have 2 SMGs, you only have 1.
Now, in the meantime, though, Strokey down to the south, getting pounded, of course, by that lovely, lovely Gepard. But the Gepard just blows through its ammo so quick, so not for nothing, but he's going to go Winchester on ammunition and not have killed this infantry squad.
Yeah. Yeah, her Robert's doing lovely. I mean, he's been holding a secure +2 this entire time, which is exactly what he needs, because once you get to C phase, that's when Pangelair is becomes supercharged and have all the nasty equipment to play with. So with her Robert keeping his early momentum, just keeps up his +2, he's going to have such a huge points lead where Harry Spider just won't be able to come back.
It certainly will be unlikely for that, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Trying to take a quick look over here about blitzes and support and stuff like that. Super early support truck possible over here by the Germans, but I'm actually kind of surprised by that. I would expect him perhaps a little bit later, but I think he's playing the vehicle focus later on.
Yeah, and I don't think he actually has a decent amount of artillery with the Hummel and all the half-track and the Panzerwerfer. Maybe he just doesn't intend them to do too much artillery action to preserve ammunition, you know. 1944 for the Germans wasn't exactly a logistical dream for them.
No, it was not the year of plenty, I can tell you that much.
Oh.
I mean, not that I was there for sure, but...
Oh, you gave off that impression, Khan. I fought Uriel on the beaches of Normandy, man in the MG-42 bunkers.
Actually, you caught me. I was there. I was a war correspondent. But it is worth mentioning, actually, when we are recording this, it is, in fact, D-Day. So happy D-Day to you all out there.
Yeah.
From the beaches of Normandy.
I know, it's really fitting for the chronological time we're recording this. It's on a Sunday and this comes out on a Thursday. But
It certainly
D-Day
does.
+4 for you guys.
Exactly, at which point the Brits were still stuck outside Carentan. I'm not Carentan, excuse me. Oh my gosh. What am I thinking
Khan?
here?
Kane?
Thank you, Khan.
Khan.
Or in their case, couldn't. In the meantime, the 61% has dropped to a 58, but still a +2, and we're approaching 900 points here, so nothing to sneeze at. As the Hurricane starts coming in, and he's definitely rocking that Puma like a Hurricane.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot the Pole's secret weapon is to strafing things through those bloody Hurricanes, yeah. Very good early on, especially when you only have to deal with lightly armoured vehicles such as this. It's going to be interesting once we hit B phase. We're going to see a lot of Panzer IV being brought in, but of course, Those have Fireflies and Shermans and Cromwells as well.
17
Which they can play
pounders.
with. Yeah. So it's going to be a pretty even, like, well, mostly an even tank fight. I mean, you do get Panthers and Tigers, of course, with Lair, but on this map, then just not really that useful.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I think would have been kind of funny is to give Panthers and Tigers and Bears. I want to see a Broombar being given to the Panzer Lair. I know historically it wouldn't work, but now we can have the Wizard of Oz division. You know.
We need to see some 21st Panzer play.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't suspect that's going to be happening too often, though.
Oh. I think it's because they're considered an actual good division.
Yeah,
this
which
is only terrible to bad.
It's only terrible to bad.
Yeah. And sometimes mediocre. You know, I guess that's all pretty objective. Or subjective.
Or just objective, really, overall.
Yeah.
As long as it's not dejective, at which point that could be pretty sad there. We are seeing a bit of a resumption back to not quite a 50-50, but a 54-46, which is weird because I did not expect the infantry to be able to consolidate the position over here on the Panzer Lair side of things.
Yeah, he's just brought in just enough up north, especially just like the Puma and the half track, just to gain a bit of territory. Because this is a pretty weak area in Herr Robert's side. He only really has that 6-pounder, and well, that 6-pounder is getting slacked on by the MG42. I do like how he positions the MG42 to be on the right side of the hedgerow so the universal carrier can't shoot. Good micro Harry Spider.
I get the feeling that as the universal carrier comes around, though, this is going to be a rather measly end for said carrier.
Yeah.
One, there's a Puma there, and, well, yeah, he's now seen that.
That's not a good idea. Let's go back. Let's go really far back. You don't want to be anywhere near that bloody Puma.
One thing I'm actually really quite impressed by as well is that, look at Herr Robert's targeting of artillery.
Ooh.
He never saw the Opel Blitz. In fact, if you look through there, he might barely see it from the Strokey squad, and that's it. That is beautifully placed. That's gonna, if it hits, of course, he will have removed every last bit of rearming and repairing vehicles here.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty big kill because, I mean, if you track a tank, like he's not moving. So is he gonna survive?
No, he's got 3 kills out of it. Everything that was there has died.
Holy, that was such an efficient off-map artillery strike.
I'm honestly quite impressed by that. I don't think I've ever been that successful about it.
Yeah, like, yeah, it was that was such a powerful strike here. Like, just as the play truck is, it's such a good kill. I mean, if he gets a crew kill, any sort of like annoying critical hit, he's buggered. And especially when you're playing with heavy tanks, if he does decide to do that, it's going to be very easy to annoy a Tiger to death.
Oh, absolutely. Mildly amusing as well to see this peak run squad jump in, jump out, take out a universal carrier, and now just, go back into the garden, just kind of chill for a little bit.
Wonder where his opposed chase you down. Yeah, the opposed going to get into the building, and the Panzer Grenadiers aren't going to be able to do much else, but I believe they did a pretty decent job in that farmstead for the, not a brief period, for quite a while.
Well, exactly. Exactly. I only hope they are not deployed to clear minefields with their hands.
Yeah.
In the meantime, is that a hurricane I see? Yes, it is. We are headed for some nasty weather. And that strafing run was nowhere near as devastating as one might have anticipated.
Was it? He was going for a Flak 36, right?
He was taking fire from the Flak 36, but still, I mean...
Yeah.
He didn't have any ammunition out of him either, so... Interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty pathetic. Harry Spider's doing pretty good up north, He's making territory back here, actually bringing it back to a 0-0. We do have a Sherman here and a Cromwell, so I mean, maybe he can get good Panzerfaust play to knock out 1 or 2 of these tanks.
There's potential for it, but I don't know that I believe in it. Especially when the Sherman can take out an entire, Flak 36, the single barrage.
Yeah, and okay, Herr Robert realizes and is going to pull back from potentially getting Panzerfausted from a French hedgerow.
Well, he's probably got another tank as well, so I'm surprised he's being so aggressive with just vehicles. I would have thought he would have brought in maybe some of his Strokies, anything like that, really.
Yeah.
But not the case.
Yeah, he really needs infantry up north, and there we go. He's getting some. I think he's gonna try and do another like balls to the rules push up north here once again to regain that territory.
Really, was that because he's bringing in 4 squads, or?
Yeah, just like it's a pretty huge commitment of armored forces. Or no, he's gonna be repositioning one of the Cromwells a little bit more down south, probably try to deal with the army. Yeah.
And I think that was the thing that was confusing me too. So he was also deploying 2 squads to the south, and he has a guy that's just kind of chilling in the backfield here. Doesn't have great line of sight. In fact, he's got a pretty lousy line of sight. But he's got to have seen that P4 coming through.
Oh yeah, he definitely should be able to see it at least. That's actually a pretty good spot for that Strokey. Too bad he didn't have a recon unit yet, because you could probably get a bit more eyes on, but at least it's given him a bit of a hedge, hopefully a bit of a heads up, I believe. Yeah, a heads up on what's coming up.
Would you say he's getting a hedge start?
Indeed he is. Oh, one Cromwell went down to a sneaky Panzerschreck play. Really good maneuvering from Harry Spider.
Watching the pack track and the Shrek over here. Pack track goes down. Shrek's going to get off another barrage here. Yep, takes out one of those scout cars. So Staghound not quite able to keep, running with the big dogs, as it were.
Oh, and Sherman taking a rather nasty critical hit, but lovely Panzerschreck play. This is a very good map for using Panzerschrecks. You got all those hedgerows just sneaking around and shoot a big bloody rocket at allied tanks.
So where's my Panzerwerfer then? I want to see a Panzerwerfer.
Same.
I'm not saying that's going to go and completely shred the front lines in favor of Harry Spider, but couldn't hurt. I'll tell you that much.
We're saying this not because we don't. We're saying this not because we actually care about its efficiency. We just want to see rockets go off. That's really.
Yeah, exactly. There's no Katyushas over here on the Western Front. I gotta see something. There's no Calliope I'm gonna get from the Poles.
We need to see a Panzer do a bit of worthing, see what it's worth.
Exactly. We gotta see what it's worth. Yeah. How have we never made that joke before?
I know, it's been like almost 4 years.
Rang, you were almost longer than my longest relationship.
Oh god.
I know. I'd propose, but I'm sure there'd be somebody in the next room who'd be kind of upset at me.
Probably. But yeah, this northern push is actually going really well from Harry Spider, forcing back the Streltsky here. And if he can keep his Panzer Grenadiers and open ground engagements, Polish infantry aren't going to be able to do all that much. And also with their Piat, they can't really do all that much.
Yeah, but the thing is, if. Can't be playing the if game consistently.
Yep.
And Sherman's going to set up just beyond over here. I think that's to just kind of cover this road. Just a couple of seconds here. And with the Strokies there just to kind of be eyes on, that's going to be more than enough to keep people quite safe.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to German play. I mean, if he can knock out the Panzer IV and the Puma, that will allow her Robert to aggress back up north. And of course, German has stabilizers, so it has a pretty good advantage in this sort of environment.
Yeah, well, it's got between the Modus and the 2 Brownings on it. I mean, like, that's still got a hefty amount of anti-infantry to spare.
Yeah. It's about getting a good angle on those Panzer IV and the Puma.
But the Puma play over here, I mean, if you're looking at the Puma, herself, the HE's pretty much out. And I'm not saying the Puma's HE is fantastic in the first place, but the Puma's HE is almost out. You're not really asking for much from it.
Yeah, it's just... I mean, it's nice because it has the recon, and it's... I mean, also a lot of Polish infantry don't have anti-tank, so... It takes some raw to kill stuff, but it's still possible. Oh, 6-pounder in a lovely position on that road. Knocking out 232, yeah.
I was actually watching as the observation Sherman went down. Yeesh. Light vehicles starting to go down one by one here.
Yeah. But her Robert's still doing a really good job. It's got, yeah, well, I was about to say plus 1, but it's still at 0-0.
Yeah, but if this P4 goes down, you'll see it change pretty quickly.
Yeah. And we're gonna be hitting C phase in just a minute, and this is when Pandalare is gonna have to make the magic happen. Harry Spider has 20 minutes to catch up to just over 1200 points, which isn't impossible. It's definitely quite durable with a +1, but he is really gonna need a +2 starting now if he wants to be assured of victory.
He's not going to get with the 6-pounder taking out P4 engines like crazy.
Yeah.
Shermans are going down a Vicar for Herr Robert's side, so you gotta be careful nonetheless.
Yeah.
And if this Puma gets killed, that is the nail in the coffin for this northern flank.
Yeah, it's in the off map as well. Gonna probably finish off those Pants Grenadiers. I feel like this is probably going to come down to attrition, as Robert doesn't have a whole lot of C phase units. All his infantry's in B phase, most of his tanks are B phase. It's a very B phase heavy deck with the poles, while Harry Spider does have all the heavy tanks that he can play still. Well, not the great idea. He has some pretty good infantry heading into C phase as well. And of course that lovely income, so I don't know, maybe once we get to like the last 10 minutes of this match or so, our Robert might be starting to hurt in terms of units to bring up onto the field.
Maybe. He's still got a couple people deep in the back lines.
Yeah. We also seen a Flamethrower half-track being brought in, which is one of my favourite units in the game, so Harry Spider better do a good bloody job of it.
Well, that's another one, too. Another guy who never really got his,
Oh.
day in court, so to speak.
It's such a awesome unit. Just doing drive-bys and burning people to death. Like, what's not to love?
I'm gonna let that one alone for right now, because I'm pretty sure if I answer that, I'd have several alphabet soup agencies coming to my door.
Wait, they haven't visited you
in the
already?
meantime. What's that?
They haven't visited you already?
Not this season.
Oh. Yeah, 17-pounder.
I think they called it was pandemic protocols. My phone line clicks an awful lot though. Cromwell, in the meantime, might be able to kind of keep the P4, the central position, at bay. I don't know if he's got eyes on. No, he's got eyes. Oh, yeah. He's firing at the P4 to the south. Oh, and I forgot about this. This is the off map P4 that actually can do something.
Yeah, it also has an extra machine gun, I believe, because it has the no, the regular Panzer IV is 3 machine guns. I forgot this is SD44, where they count the commander machine gun.
The cupola one, yeah.
Yeah, and SD2 they don't do that for the most part unless it's a 50 cal.
Anything less than a 50 cal doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
And the Cromwell, apparently not able to, have the distance between their shots. Decides that discretion is about a part of valor, ducks behind the cliffside there. Oh, the forest, excuse me. Cliffside's a little bit further north. Trying to see... You could potentially see another couple 17-pounders over here. I'm wondering when we're going to see the Firefly.
Yeah, he's really gonna need it eventually, because these Panzer IVs have proved to be a big pain, and Harry Spider, I feel like, has finally managed to figure out Herr Robert's weak point, being the central southern area, as we're seeing. I mean, Herr Robert has a lot of his forces built in up north, so this, underbelly in the center is working quite well for him, and he's finally getting that +1 point advantage, but, like I said, he's gonna need a +2.
Oh, for sure. And it is continually weird for me any single time I see P4s advancing. So I'm so used to P4s kind of coming up, taking a couple shots, and then getting immediately blitzed by some, 6-pounder, some rookie 6-pounder gunner with his first day on the job.
Yeah, I think a 17-pounder will grant your resses in just a few seconds, I believe. If the Panzer IV does expose itself, it'll hopefully...
Well,
yeah.
If he exposes himself, that's one thing. I mean, that's public indecency. Like, at that point, yeah, he deserves to be punished.
Indeed. But hopefully Harry Spider can micro his Panzer IV sufficiently. I mean, one of them is going to go down to the 17-pounder.
I would say he's not dead yet, but...
Oh. I'm really annoyed that the 17-pounder doesn't have an armor penetration value of 17. It's always really bugged me.
Well, I think the problem is that it wasn't really like, hey, 1 pound equals 1 armor pen.
I thought that's what it was, So the 6-pounder should only do 6 armor penetration, guys, just saying.
What about the Pack 38?
We don't.
Exactly.
We go through like 5 Shermans. Oh god, they're pushing the southern town. He's got 3 flamethrower half tracks, and he is rushing through. Oh, this is what I love to see.
Yeah, and the steward for some reason says, "Ah, flaming, it singes the paint."
Oh no, he hasn't finished his down payment on that shirt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when they said Stewart, it wasn't Jeb Stewart they were trying to emulate, guys. You got to actually be part of the fighting here.
Oh, the flamethrower half track. He smells blood. And this is SD44. You can actually do like pretty decent damage to tanks with flamethrowers.
Oh yes.
Especially suppression. Yeah, we go.
Oh yes. Stewart
Oh
gets
my
forced.
god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, this is beautiful, Khan. This has made my day.
And now his munitions half track below. Oh my gosh! If this gets captured and gets used, all of that
Oh
hard
my
work that
god.
off map would be done for nothing.
I hope he captures it, because by god, he's really going to need it in case anything happens to his tanks.
Right now, no good. His entire push is just stalled.
Yeah, 17 pounder coming in really clutch, holding off a lot of those armoured vehicles, but the main thing is that Harry Spider has gotten into the southern town at least. He still doesn't have that +2, which he needs, as the central push has been forced back for the time being.
Well, I guess my question is, where's the heavy tanks? I don't see a heavy tank yet. More
Yeah.
Flampounds galore, but no heavy tanks.
Like I said before, I don't feel like the Tigers or Panthers are really going to help in this map, just because of how close quarters it is. It'd still be kind of decent to have, because it would just annihilate other tanks in 1v1s, but it's still a risky investment.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Checking things out otherwise.
I know how Robert Manson to stabilize once again to a 0-0 at least, so he's doing pretty good, all things considering, but yeah, like I said before as well, I don't know, the attrition warfare for him is going to be a little bit hard, I believe. He still's traded pretty efficiently, and I think he still has some 17 pounders and Fireflies up his sleeve, so we're going to have to see if he can efficiently use them.
That would be an excellent question, and won't it?
Indeed, it will be.
P-Shrek going on a hunt over here looking for that command. Cromwell.
Yeah. Gonna try and conquer it. But the Trotsky on a hold fire. He could probably save his Cromwell here if he just shot.
Cromwell knows he's there, though. That's the important part.
There we go. That's what he needed. But it seems like Harry Spider's going to be re-changing the tactic and going to be pushing up north again. I do love seeing how he's not just fixated and pushing one point. He's realised that Southern Push is, you know, been defeated. So he's not going to tunnel vision and try to push another flank.
Oh no, the Cromwell's moving somewhat back in. The stars are aligning. Oof.
Wow.
Got very lucky there between the Pack 40 engaging him and now P-Shrek the second shot. There we go.
Very survivable nonetheless.
What was very survivable?
Oh no, the Cromwell, he's, you know, took like 3 shots like a champ.
Well, man, he's not a light drinker. He's no, like...
Oh yeah, I thought he was a Puritan.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, no, those are the dudes from Massachusetts, that's different. Now, in the meantime, we are getting back to see some more light vehicle play that is definitely working over that Polish infantry. And that is one thing that we haven't really talked about too much. Is that the Polish infantry, while relatively okay, is not the first guy I'm reaching into my bag of tricks to pull out.
No, I mean, the Strodzkis are essentially just your, like, UK rifle troops, essentially. Actually, I think they're a little bit better because they're only 15 points compared to 20 of the Scottish rifles, but you do lose that submachine gun, which means that you don't have the advantage in CQC compared to Panzer Grenadiers. I believe the Lee Enfield shoot a little bit faster, but it's not really that comparable. But the Pack 40 doing some decent work, knocking out another Wolverine.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But I don't know, it's just getting pretty tight here for Harry Spider. There's only 10 minutes left. If her Robert can continue holding like this, even losing by a +1, he should be fine. It's just going to be down to Harry. Oh, the Panzerwerfer came out, and I believe it worked. It did work. It worked in the south, Khan. Our dreams have been answered.
It partially worked. It was a half worth.
Yeah. We'll see some more worth, so... he's not going to be able to refill the worth, so we're going to have to see how worthwhile it will be at investment.
Yeah, I know right now, baby, not seem as worth it, but I hope it'll be better. Flampants are moving to the north, by the way, engaging a lot of, I was going to say American troops here, but the wrong day for that. 6-pounder in the meantime, gonna get roasted and toasted? Yep, roasted and toasted.
Holy
Jeez,
crap.
have been brutal.
I love it. I absolutely love how he's making these flam panzers work so effectively. And that is just going to completely secure the northern side here. And there we go, he's got the +2. But I feel like it's just going to be a draw at this rate. He's going to need a +3 if he wants to really secure the victory now.
Okay, Verfer is aiming. Shots up down to the south. Southern town, Strokey.
Oh.
So, not too stellar, just a couple of rounds.
Yeah, just finishing off those last 2 rockets before reloading to the second pair. Oh, that flamethrower half-track, he's hiding as the armoured column comes in. Oh, ambushing of all things. Gonna slow down in advance. Oh.
And shockingly enough, he held him in there just so that way we get the 190s and the ME-109s in there.
Yeah.
And the Puma's going to come in and just turn that thing into a Charnel house. Here it comes.
Holy crap, that was a worthwhile sacrifice. Holy crap.
Absolutely stellar.
Yeah.
Who is that masked man? Burke. We have to check out that name later on, because Burke, the word go.
Holy crap, that was... I mean, that was... Like, that northern push could have gone really badly for Harry Spider with those reinforcements, but he completely decimated them with that 1-2 punch from the flamethrower. And then the Puma. I mean, he's going to run into a sack out now, but maybe the Puma will be able to kill it.
Tracks and wheels destroyed, so that's become the heaviest pillbox that I think the Panzerleros got left in that northern area.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, this is... The momentum's starting to really kick off here for Harry Spider. I mean, he's using these fighter planes pretty effectively to... I believe he... Did he kill it? I think he killed it with the fighter planes. I think he had enough HE damage on the side count to kill it.
I couldn't say for sure. What I can tell you is that there's a Sherman that's still there and is being engaged and trying to engage that Puma. And someday he will kill him.
Yeah, there's no anti-tank nearby, no Messerschmitt or... Just annoy him a little bit, and we got that second Firefly being brought in. There's only 2 in her Robot stack, so he's gonna have to make this one count.
But at first you don't succeed. Throw in more guys at him. So here we go. So this is what he was doing. Yep, I like this actually a lot. So the half-track was waiting there just to get that stress. And now he's diving after the Sherman.
Yeah.
Problem is I don't think the Sherman's going to stay stressed long enough.
Yeah, it's pretty fast in reverse.
And geez, that Firefly's taking forever to kill that Puma. There we go. That's how you do it. That's the ticket, pal.
There we go. Yeah, Eric had a +3 point advantage, which Harry Spider needs just by bringing in some half-tracks into the center to be a pain in the bum. And goddamn, just the constant strafing runs. Just the last thing I would have expected from Panzerlehr, but it's working.
Yeah, it's really strange to see this right now because Panzerlehr is not the division that should be able to do this.
Yeah, it's not. The last thing I think about Panzerlehr is, oh boy, I'm gonna use the fighters to strafe, but here we are. Here we are, Khan.
Panzerwerfer, by the way, has fired off the last of its rockets. It is shellacking the southern town. Not really getting a whole lot of kills here. Indeed, we have one dude who's just actually we have 2 very shrunken squads of Pigrans. We're going to move in and maybe take out the Strokey. And his back... Oh my gosh, if Harry Spider keeps this, +2, he's on his way to a victory.
Yeah, he's going to get this, it seems. Yeah, he just needs to hold for 5 minutes. He's going to be pushing heavy down south right now, even though he's going to lose quite a bit of territory up north. But that's not going to matter, it seems. Her Robert needs to just... He needs to do the bum rush up again up north. I mean, as you can see, past that Pack 40, it's really just two Panzer IVs he's going to have to get through. So, Her Robert's going to have to make something work, and soon.
And here's the thing, too. I mean, if he keeps the +2, it's what? It's 100 points. It's 10%, I think, for the win.
Yeah, I believe it's like 10%, yeah. So, I think he needs 130 points over Her Robert to take the victory, if I recall.
Well, at this point, he's got to hold on basically for another minute, and then he can just go down to +1, and it won't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we're just trading down south to up north. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Oh, the 17-pounder being brought in may have some words to say.
P4's going to have a little bit of an FU for, sorry, not P4, excuse me, Pack 40's got a little bit of an FU for the Staghound and the Sherman that are just going to be bedeviling it to the south. Kills the most important target first, well done.
Yep.
And second target, Skadoosh. Jeez. I did not see that ending happening.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm actually appalled. Yeah. There's no heavy tank. No heavy tanks. No heavy tanks were harmed in the making of this win.
He's playing the Panther technology division, and he's not taking advantage of the technology, Khan. He's just using standard equipment.
Yeah, there's a piece of me that's cringing on the inside that says you were given the flower of German engineering to do this. Why are you using weeds? But he's taken weeds and made something beautiful out of it.
He got the supply truck.
I'm not even paying attention to the
down south.
Oh, geez, he got it. Yeah,
he's got it. He can re-shell out 75mm Allied ammunition and slap it in his Panzer IVs. I believe how it works. It's the same caliber.
Well, how about the fact that we have this Crusader who's like, I'm coming! And just like the Crusaders of old, he's going! So that's kind of what we expect here.
Just like the Charge Crusade. Didn't even make it, yeah.
Oh man, that's brutal.
I know. Holy crap, +3, the air plate, like, what's going on, Khan?
The Hurricanes are getting brought down by Focke-Wulfs and ME-109, so well freaking done there. I did not expect that ending.
And Harry Spider, that was the third match. He is the victor of the tournament, so big congratulations, yeah, for Harry Spider. I mean, what a match to end it on. I don't know what the other two matches were, to be fair. I just wanted to cast finals, but I was really good from both sides. Like, phenomenal play.
And honestly, the funny thing about this, too, that Herr Robert's troops did very, very well for themselves, especially anti-tank guns. 6-pounders got 4 kills, 17-pounders got 4 kills. We have a Cromwell that's got 4. We have a Sherman that's got 5. We got heck, that off-map, Makarski over here, 4 kills, 3 of them all on the same barrage. Yeah. I thought when that happened that it was over. I don't know. I look at that, my first thought was, there's no more repairs, there's no more ammunition coming in, but wow. But Burke, on the other hand, what's he got? He's got 6 kills, 4 of them are vehicles.
Not bad.
Temple, 6 kills, 3 of them are vehicles. I mean, just... Theobald over here, 4 kills, all vehicles. Yes, I'm sorry, I keep talking. Go for it.
The Luba, like, I want to see, did the plane... Oh yeah, the Focke-Wulf did kill the Staghound. Bartholomew. Yeah, so there we go. But really, like, phenomenal comeback, yeah. I mean, of course, Panzer's a pretty bad 1v1 division, but if you can make crazy things happen in C phase and just, like, as we saw there in that match, like, Harry Spider was attacking from all angles. He didn't tunnel vision in one spot. He'd attack up north a bit, and then he'd attack down south a bit. Then he'd attack the center for a bit, and he kept forcing Herr Robert to redeploy his forces up and down all over till Herr Robert just ran out of forces due to attrition.
Exactly. I mean, if you look at the history, it seesaws constantly back and forth. So there's not really like one particular point when you're like, yes, this is when they lost it. Because like Harry Spider, in C phase from 25 to about 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Goes on a tear of losing a lot.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we have a tear the other direction. They're just, jeez.
Yeah, but like great, absolutely great play from both sides. That's probably one of the best replays we've seen in quite a bit, I would say.
Starting from SD44.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So well done to both players. Congratulations on making it to the finals, guys. Unfortunate for Harry Robert over there, Harry Spider was just able to weave this a nice little victory over here at the end of it. So well done.
Indeed.
But folks, that's going to do it for us today. As always, we will be here with you next week with some more great material. Until then, though, I'm Con Holberg.
I'm Ringru. Take it easy.